Make it with just the kernels, add your salt in there after it's finished, and instead of shaking it up with that popcorn butter oil stuff you're talking about, use some grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil and salt, it'll change your life. I swear to Christ.
The funniest thing is you guys can't see Brandon before obviously we go in, but I can see Brandon, and the funniest thing is as soon as the clip plays, Brandon's screen goes bright, like he gets the screen back on. He sits up real quick and he fixes himself. Dude, it makes me fucking die every time when I see you get like, oh shit, here it goes.
Yeah. That caught me off guard too, man, because usually there's a longer intro. So I'm like, oh shit, we're starting right now.
I mean, dude, we got 60 people in here already. They're ready to go.
Oh.
So I mean,
amen.
You don't let your audience wait. But Brandon,
Exactly.
check it out, dude. $5 super chat. Oh, that's the mask. That's a good looking part 4 mask too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's killer. We got a super chat from our good friend Saturn Video. The Butterman has been a lizard this whole time. He's shape-shifting into Michael Myers before our very eyes. Well, with that, we're gonna give you guys the newest Brandon Tabata clip. Let's see what it is. Let's see what this is all about. All right, let me get the super chat out of the way so you can enjoy the screen. Here we go. Thank you, Saturn Video. God bless you. We're getting things kicked off right. Here we go.
We have to find that guy and get him on the stream. Whoever that cook guy is, we gotta track him down. Man, he's probably dead. Here's what I'm wondering. I think Shanna's more of a dog person. She had a couple of wiener dogs up until a couple of years ago.
What happened? She got rid of them? Oh, that's sad.
They turned into this, so...
Dude, we've got
that was just handed to me, so... Yeah.
Show him the dog!
This is the dog. This is the dog. Yeah, I got a stuffed cat in the other room. No, like I do. It was a real cat.
Shanna, get the cat.
Get the cat. I could never do.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! That thing's alive, dude.
I know, it looks so real. But, you want to hear something crazy? Listen to this.
Oh my god! He's made of wood!
Oh man.
Oh my god! Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, that was amazing. Dude, that was fucking a masterpiece. Okay, that was like an Adult Swim segment, man. Like too many cooks.
That was funny shit. I knew I was gonna do something with the cat.
Dude, that's awesome. One of these days you gotta make one that's like 25 minutes long. So when you play it, it's like the whole stream. It's just that clip. That would be amazing.
Oh,
people would dig it too.
Oh man, let's see who we got tonight. Nuclear, how are you? Dylan, how are you? Cool movie ratings. Just watched Return of the Living Dead for the first time and it was awesome. They Send More Paramedics Park absolutely killed me. Classic. My favorite movie, man. CR, this is terrifying. Vengeance, what's going on? Waldo, these clips keep getting better. I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Agreed.
Rock Music Forever. Richie Horrors, how are you? Talk Sick. Alexis, how are you? Send this to 7 people or die. No shit, right?
Yep.
Sam, how are you? Saturn, good to see you, Saturn. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Mark Williams, your part 4 mask looks better. You got that mask handy, Brandon? What's the story on this one? Did you alter this one?
No, this is an AHG. I think this is a prankster. No, this is a Nightmare 88. Nightmare 88 prankster from AHG.
Looks good.
Yeah, he's my favorite Halloween 4 mask maker, I guess. His masks are just primo. Like, this looks screen accurate to me.
Yeah, it does. Because it got a little bit of a washout to the skin tone a little bit. Like, it's kind of got like little, not bubbles, but like it's not smooth on the front. Like the surface.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, there's a lot of it's very grungy, for lack of a better term. Very grungy. He does really clean ones sometimes, but I love these better. Like the dirtier and the nastier, the better.
That looks good, dude. Really good.
That's fucking fantastic.
And those coveralls you have, like on the thumbnail of this video that I got from your Facebook, like they look screen identical. Like, did that take you a while to track down?
Yeah, they're a good like 90%. I don't think they're the exact brand, and there's a couple things on them that's not exact, but they're as close as I want to come for the price.
Right.
But yeah, I found them on eBay for a really good price. It's like I gotta buy these because it's the closest I'm gonna get.
Yeah. It looks
So,
killer, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Guys, tonight's a free for all. Whatever you guys want to talk about, this is your show. Ask questions, whatever you guys want to talk about. Brandon has gone on record. He said, I will confess to anything tonight.
That's true.
He will confess. Claw the like button in honor of the cat. Yeah, the greatest crime ever. Dave Vanderhoff, the man famous for the quote, dirty money is filthy. I've never forgotten that.
Perfect.
Oh, man.
CR said, did you used to make H4 masks? Yes, I did. And I still do. I just haven't in a while. But I'm going to again at some point.
Do you do like you make them? Did you make like your own mold and all that? Or
yeah, in 2020, during the onset of the pandemic, I created a concept mask of an H4 mask. I called it the Mineshaft 88.
right?
It was sort of what it would look like, after the events of Halloween 4 if the mask was found 30 years later. I made like 16, 17 copies, and I sold all but 2 of them. I gave one away for free, and I sent one to the House of Masks. So it was a cool run. I haven't done one in a long time, though. It's just so time consuming and money consuming to make one of those things. So,
oh yeah, I bet. Jesse James, my name is Xander. This is my first live at Planet CHH. Welcome to Planet CHH. Welcome to Planet Dirty. Vengeance said, I'm slowly starting to appreciate the H4 mask, emotionless, ghostly mask.
perfect. There's a lot of people coming around to the Halloween 4 mask. I love it. I think it's a very underappreciated mask.
It's great. Cool movie ratings. Thoughts on the classic band Rush? Big Rush fan.
Yeah, Rush is good. I spent a lot of time listening to Rush with my uncle. He had a huge Rush collection.
Yeah. Fly By Night, some moving pictures, all that stuff.
I couldn't tell you the names off the top of my head, but he had a lot of stuff. I think he had a lot of vinyls. He had a lot of CDs. They had a good amount of live recordings too, didn't they?
Yeah.
He had a pretty big pocket of Rush stuff, if I'm remembering correctly.
In the early 80s, in the early 80s, late 70s, live records were making bands that weren't, as you being a big Kiss fan,
Oh yeah.
live records could turn a band that couldn't sell records into a band that could finally sell records. And Kiss Alive was really the first record they ever did that was successful, which is incredible to think about. And Rush had Exit Stage Left and All the World's a Stage, 2 fantastic live records. I love a good live record from that time, man. Those Uriah Heep has an amazing live record. Not a lot of people talk about Uriah Heep anymore, though.
Speaking of music, real quick, and I'll shut up about it, is talking about my uncle. He had a huge Zappa collection.
Oh, Frank
Zappa.
Nice.
Huge amount. Like that guy, I think he recorded every live show he ever did. I think he recorded it. So there's like a huge vault of just all this hundreds of Zappa concerts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
To this day, though, Dangerous Kitchen remains my favorite Zappa track.
Oh, dude, very classic. Yes.
Fantastic.
I love Zappa. Zappa's an OG, dude.
Oh yeah.
Cinema
RIP.
Cinemerdrum. Excuse me if that's how you say it. How was Texas from Oregon? Texas from Oregon was good. Very packed, but thankfully it was in a big giant venue. So even though it was still very packed, you could move around pretty good. I underestimate how popular Texas Frightmare Weekend is. I think it's up there with the top 3 of the country when you look at it. I think you look at Monsterpalooza, you look at Horror Hound, you look at Spooky Empire, and Texas Frightmare is arguably maybe top 3 or 2 of the biggest horror conventions ever. Texas Frightmare has been around for a long time. They get the best guests. For the audience, they'll love this. The John Carpenter pictures from Texas Frightmare are absolutely hysterical. I love John. He dresses like a bum. Black t-shirt, sweatpants from Walmart. He clearly was given a Texas Frightmare weekend hat because they're like, John, they probably saw what he was wearing. They're like, hey, do you mind just wearing the Texas Frightmare hat for the pictures? He's like, whatever. Somebody on Facebook shared a picture that they took with John where his eyes weren't even open for the picture. Like they caught him blinking. And then somebody said they wanted to do a fun picture with him where they were going to hand him a plastic knife, obviously from Halloween. And they said that they went over to John to hand him the knife, and John goes, what do you want me to hold this for? I didn't even play Michael. And he's just whatever about it.
That's awesome.
I love John, but I feel bad for the people that paid all that money. And John didn't even dress up. He wore a black, Cheeto stained t-shirt.
I feel like that's exactly what I'd want him to do.
Same. Same. I'd almost want him to insult me. I'd almost,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got nothing better to do.
Yeah. I want to be at the convention one day where he totally just flips out about Halloween. Stop fucking asking me about that movie. I just want to be there for whenever that happens.
It's funny though, because I feel like in my mind, if I was in line to meet John Carpenter, I was like, hey, John, I just want to let you know I really like Memoirs of an Invisible Man. He'd probably say, dude, no, that's a piece of shit movie. Don't even bring that up to me. I feel like if I try to be cool and bring up a low key movie from him, he'd just be like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no winning with that guy for sure. There's no winning.
Rock Music Forever. I saw Rambo Last Blood today. Christian, I know you're a big Stallone fan. What are your thoughts on Last Blood? Last Blood was great. Gritty, nasty movie. To keep it somewhat spoiler-free for the people that maybe haven't seen it, it goes into the dark recesses of human trafficking and things like that. And Rambo is mean and as vicious as ever, but he has every right to be, dealing with the scum of the earth in this movie. It's really one of those movies that it's like a cathartic thing, for you to get out anger through a movie when you watch it. It's great. I love Last Blood. I didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off because 4 was so good, but I thought Last Blood was right up there. Great Rambo film.
It was very good. Did you watch the extended cut?
Yes. I got the Steelbook collection, and it had a digital code for that cut as well. It was the only way I knew how to watch it at the time. Maybe it's streaming. I don't know.
I don't think I've seen the extended. I saw it on streaming, but I'm not sure which cut it was.
They connect it to 4. Mm-hmm. They connect it to 4 a lot better in the beginning of him getting home and stuff. Planet Dirty mascot, the Tabata film cat.
Yeah.
Nightmare Films, how are you? What was you going to say, Brandon?
I'm going to build him a shelf right here. And just put him here always on display. The cat.
Oh, shit. Marco, how are you? So CHH, you didn't like It Comes at Night. Come on, dude. It's all atmosphere and tension from the world falling apart. It's all theater of the mind. What is it? It's up for you to decide. It's a good argument. I probably should give that movie another watch. Brandon, have you seen that movie It Comes at Night?
I've seen it once.
Did you not like it either? Or
I'm sort of lukewarm to it now. At the time when I watched it, there were 2 really startling scenes in it that I can't really remember too well, but they were very effectively startling scenes. Mm-hmm. But after, when it's all said and done, I'm really just lukewarm to it. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah. I don't know how much of a difference this may make. That was probably one of the first A24 films I ever saw. And now that I kind of condition myself to it, I might be able to revisit that movie and kind of come out the way Marco's feeling. At the time, I was so annoyed that there is no it.
I thought they were zombies, right? That's what I thought it was.
I couldn't even.
It was sort of in the zombie boom, I guess.
I couldn't even tell you. Well, I guess what he's saying, whatever it is up for you to decide, But I don't know. Maybe I should go back and give that a shot again. I got a lot of stuff to catch up on right now. I'm plowing my way through my Empire box set that I have early. So once I get done with that, Marco, check back in with me. I'll definitely follow up with you on that. Go ahead.
Speaking of rewatches, I rewatched Blair Witch 2016 across 2 nights this week. and I kind of enjoyed it this time. I haven't seen it since back then, 6 years ago, and I did not enjoy that movie at all back then.
I saw it in
I'm
theater,
kind of like I'm okay with it now. It's not great, but I'm like, okay, it's watchable. I'll watch it again.
Yeah, same. I don't have a big problem with it.
Yeah.
It's a decent little
good.
found footage flick. You know,
I still like Book of Shadows better, but it was decent.
yeah, I love Book of Shadows. That's stylish. It's non-slasher in an era of post Scream slasher. I love Book of Shadows.
Yeah, the soundtrack's killer too.
Do you have this? Let me grab this. Got my camouflage pants on tonight.
What is that?
Dude, you need to get your hand on this. Everybody in the chat, if you don't have this, you'll definitely want this. This is the Blair Witch 1 and Book of Shadows Spanish Blu-ray region 50 release. You slide that off. It looks like a reel-to-reel.
Yeah. When did this come out?
2020. It's a little booklet in Spanish, of course. Then you pop this off. Then you got Book of Shadows and Blair Witch on Blu-ray.
Nice.
And
does it come with the Book of Shadows soundtrack too?
No, that's why I'm so glad I've still got my DVD.
Fucking A. It's one I didn't get rid of, thank God.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, big Book of Shadows fan. It's coming around. People are coming around Book of Shadows. But yeah, guys, if you ever want to go on Amazon and look for that, this is Spanish Blair Witch 1 and 2 collection.
That's amazing.
Book of Shadows is begging for a new upgrade, like collection.
It really is. It deserves a new reinspection, whatever you want to call it. That movie came out in 2000, right? But that movie feels like it came out in 1996. I swear to God.
I agree. Alexa says top 5 comfort films, quick, and then I'll shut up about it. What is your favorite comfort film, Brandon? I mean, top 5 is kind of tough to come up with off the spot, but what's your?
It's my favorite movie of all time and favorite horror movie of all time. Jason Lives. Absolute comfort food, man.
You know what my favorite comfort movie is? Great pick. My favorite comfort movie is? I just met her yesterday or day before yesterday. The Great Return of the Living Dead 2.
That's a great choice.
And Suzanne Snyder, I met her. She was my one autograph. I get that glare out of here. Yeah, see, it's
movie. She nice?
You see, I got my little rainbow lights on back there.
Kick ass.
Yeah, and I got her to sign it in pink. She said, "What color do you want me to sign the picture?" I said, "Do you have pink?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got pink." Thank you. I never get to sign it in pink. She said, "Christian,
very cool.
I'm not into dead guys. Love Suzanne Snyder, Brenda XO. She was amazing. She was cheap too. I gotta hang this one up too. I've got Beverly Randolph.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
From part 1. But she was awesome. So I went up to her table and she introduced herself to me first. She says, "Hi, I'm Suzanne Snyder." I said, "Oh, I know who you are." She goes, "What's your name?" Blah blah blah. We talked for a second. I introduced her, Sydney, and I said, "I just want to let you know, like, part 2 is my favorite comfort film of all time. I love you in it. You're so you're so fun. And I loved your red hair in the movie." And she goes, "Thank you. Like, that was my choice for it too." I was like, "Oh, it's perfect." I was telling her that Dana Ashbrook is the last person I need to get for my autograph for my Return of the Living Dead that I can, obviously, because Godspeed, we lost James Caron. So I can't meet him. I guess technically Alan Trotman I need to get too, since he played Tarman in part 2 as well as part 1. So I'm close to being done, but I need to get Dana next and Alan, and then I'll call it. But she was amazing. She took a picture with me. She said, "Make sure you like it." And she was $40. Everybody else was so expensive, but she was $40. She said, "Anything signed is $40, free picture." So that's what I'm talking about. Suzanne was awesome. She's still beautiful. I mean, she's just gorgeous. So she was awesome. It was well worth the trip just to meet her. So yes, that's also my favorite comfort movies, Return of the Living Dead 2, without question. You're not beating that for me.
That's killer.
Did you catch the Sleepaway Camp reunion panel? I have no desire to sit down and listen to people talk about stuff that I've already heard all the answers to 1,000 times. Michael Myers, whoever that is is that the real Michael Myers? Brandon's the real Brandon, is that you typing?
It probably, yeah. It could
No,
be.
I'm not. I say that kind of jerkishly. I'm not into the panel thing. Like, they have panels for these movies, and God knows that I've watched documentaries for all these films where I don't know what else I can learn about stuff. So I really don't have much desire, and I'm not one of those people that needs to have that moment of like raising my hand and then getting to ask the question directly to somebody. I don't, it's just not my bag. I'm not really into it. I like to meet somebody, take a picture. The autographs, I'm really not big. I'm more big into meeting them and getting a picture with them rather than the autograph. But because of the prices, I have to be pretty realistic about who I can meet. Luckily, I love movies that people all think are shitty. So those people don't charge as much for their autographs. Oh shit. Jerry, how are you? How goes it, Christian and Brandon? It goes good for me.
It goes swell.
Yeah.
Very swell.
Richie Horace says, Christian, you're missing Monster Mania Con. Yeah, Monster Mania Con, it's a really big one. Yeah. Mark Williams, I'll be at Monster Palooza this week, booth 135. Everybody, if you're going, go see him. Booth 135. Mark, how are you doing, dude? Good to see you. Miss 80s. How are you, Miss 80s? I was jamming my Tina Turner earlier. Thank you very much. She sent me some vinyl. She sent me the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome soundtrack.
Nice.
And these couple of weird records that are kind of like atmospheric, creepy sounds. I forgot the stuff, but I loved them. They were kind of the sleeper hit of the stuff she sent me. I loved it. Why is Day of the Dead 2 Contagium a masterpiece?
Oh man.
Did you have high hopes for that?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I will say this though, Contagium is somehow better than that 2010 Day of the Dead remake. Yeah, the Day of the Dead remake, dude. Garbage. And I haven't seen the Sci-Fi Channel TV show or that Bloodline movie yet. I haven't seen those two, but I'm assuming they're garbage as well.
Yeah.
They can't be good. There's no way.
Akeem, how are you, Akeem? Akeem, we got everything packaged up for you. You need everybody that ordered Unita stuff. Unita candle stuff. The mail didn't come around here because of Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, everybody, by the way.
Likewise, yeah.
But we got everything packed up. Besides Alexis, we had to get a bigger box for her. She ordered 5 Seed of Chucky melts. That was just part of the order.
Jeez.
Akeem says, what are your thoughts on the Wishmaster franchise? Brandon, I think you're going to echo my thoughts on this. I think the first Wishmaster is fucking awesome, and the sequels are just all right. That's how I feel.
I can't remember anything about those movies besides the really cool effects, so I can't even tell you if I've actually seen the movies. I think I said this last time. So I'm gonna have to take this one out. I don't know.
Fair enough. How does the Dolls 2K scan look? I'm gonna be watching that tonight. I guess I could talk about that, Brandon. So I'm kind of the talk of the town right now, right? Because I got my Arrow video box set. This doesn't ship out for another month.
Oh, nice.
They were selling these at the Arrow booth, and the movies that aren't in here because I've watched them. So check this out, Brandon. Dolls 2K scan Blu-ray. You got to get this thing, dude.
How does it look compared to the other one, the Screen Factory?
I haven't watched it yet. I did watch Arena. This is a fun one. That looked good. So I have Dolls and this Stuart Gordon classic, Robot Jocks. Stop motion, like machine monster things battling. Love this movie. But I did watch Beastmaster, which is really Beastmaster. No, that's Don Cascarelli. I did watch Dungeon Master, aka Rage War, which is a really fun movie. And Wasp performs in it, and Blackie is killing it in that movie. It's so fun. That looked fantastic. They had 3 cuts of that movie on there for the first time.
3.
They had the theatrical American cut, they had the international cut, and they had the pre-release cut, which includes all the nudity in the film. It includes an extra, I think it was an extra or just a different, like all the the dungeon master, there are like these almost like live chess game things that the guy has to do battle with. It's kind of hard to explain, but they like reconfigure the order of those. And then I think the Blackie Lawless performance is a little bit longer in the original cut. So far between Arena, Cellar Dweller, which I watched, and Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master is the best one so far in terms of upgrading, in terms of what you get. But they're all great. They're all great so far. Beast Cellar Dweller, which was a really charming Empire title. I don't know if you've seen that, Brandon. You would love it. I mean, you would love this movie. It's so good. John Carl Buechler created this beast that's a legitimate monster. With like a pentagram on his chest that's burned in. It's incredible looking. That came from very humble elements for the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Very humble. Does not look great, but not bad. Arrow just basically presented it as a full 1080p movie. What elements they used, I'm not sure, but I was extremely happy to see a significant jump in quality on the Cellar Dweller Blu-ray. The movie the movie has Jeffrey Combs in it, and Jeffrey is, as soon as the movie started, I was like, oh my god, this looks fantastic. It's good. I think a lot of people are gonna like Cellar Dweller when that are gonna get the set that haven't seen these movies before. It's a creature feature. And you know Charlie, when he makes a monster movie or a creature feature, he puts the damn thing in the movie. A lot. You know, if he pays for it, he's putting it in the movie. So far, dude, it's an incredible set. In my opinion, set of the year so far.
Nice.
I'm very happy with it.
Nice.
Let's scroll up to the chats. Let's see. Alexa says, Seed of Chucky and Pet Sematary are my top comfort films. That's interesting to me, Brandon, because like Pet Sematary 2, I can see being a comfort film. Now, Alexis, I get it. She loves the book. She loves the movie. She's very connected with it. For me to sit through that funeral scene in the first one, it's tough.
I think the first Pet Sematary is a masterpiece. It's one of the greatest horror films ever made, but it's a heavy film, and it really puts you into a dark, depressed mindset afterwards. So for me, that's a no-go. But part 2, like you said, part 2 is definitely a comfort food film. I could see that.
Comfort films: The Beast, 1996, House of Frankenstein, 1997. Got to go with those long miniseries, 90s coziness. I've seen the House of Frankenstein. I haven't seen the Beast, Mark. Check that out. See if it has any physical media. Any tips for someone that's going to their first horror con? Miss Hades, bring enough cash. Whatever you think you need, bring $100 more.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of stuff there that online you would say, oh, that's really cool. But when you see it in person, you're going to be like, I can't walk out without that. Bring more money than you think. And when you go to the con, what I like to do is take a nice walk around the entire thing. I don't know if Brandon does this. I like to do one sweep around everything, soak it all in, take mental notes. Okay, I want to go back there. That's cool, blah, blah, blah. And then take your time. And don't eat or drink anything an hour before you go in. That's my advice.
Agreed.
Best and worst experience meeting a celeb at a con, Brandon. Go ahead.
The best was probably either Felissa Rose or Elvira. Elvira was surprisingly nice, warm and inviting. She was really cool to me and Shanna. But we also met Felissa Rose 2 days in a row. Shanna and I both did. And she was really, really cool, really fun, really talkative. Awesome. Yeah. And the worst, like I said, I told you my weird Edward Furlong story before. That wasn't really bad. It was just very bizarre. But the worst, I think, is probably for Shanna. I was there with her when this happened. Is the chick who plays in Hocus Pocus, the witch who rides the vacuum cleaner. What is her name? Najimy, Catherine Najimy or something. She was rude and cold and abrupt, and like she was closing up her table kind of early. And Shanna, that's her favorite witch, and Shanna really wanted to get a picture with her in a signed thing. And she was closing up her table at the time and kind of rushing Shanna, saying, "Oh, I really got to go, but I'll do this one last thing for you." And it was just, it kind of soured her view of the actress and the movie, and like kind of it puts a ding in your childhood a little bit. You know what I mean?
Let me say a few names. It's obviously not Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, I think it's Catherine Najimy.
Yeah, Kathy Najimy.
Yeah, that one, the one from Sister Act.
Why was she mean? I don't get it.
I don't know. She just had a really bad attitude. It could have just been like she had a bad day or something. But, if you're having a bad day and it shows through, your fans are going to remember that forever. So,
yeah.
If you're going to pay it forward, pay it forward. That's my take on it.
I feel the same way. How was meeting Sean Clark? It was funny because I told Sydney, hey, I see Sean, and if I get a moment to where I can just go up to him and say hi and get a picture, I will. But he's super busy because he's working. Half of those people in that building are his clients. So he's making sure everything, was going fine. And he managed to be walking through the aisle, and I said, have my phone open and ready. He was kind of walking towards me, and I said, hey, Sean, she got the camera ready. Come here. And he's like, he remembered me because he had done the podcast a couple times, and he kind of chuckled because he was like, oh, don't you? I was like, she got the camera ready, Sean. We took a picture. He gave me a few stickers. He said, hey, you having a good time? Who you meeting? And I told him, and he goes, hey, man, if you see me and you need anything, just come holler at me. I didn't bother him again after that, obviously, but he was really nice to me. So
it's awesome.
Let's see. Ben said he had a bad Edward Furlong meeting too. I saw Ben at Texas Frightmare, by the way.
Nice.
Ben got the Nightmare 5 vinyl.
Oh, very cool.
On soundtrack. I don't know if maybe I influenced that a little bit, Ben, but I'm glad that you got that. I got a vinyl there too. I got the Cramps, the songs the Lord taught us. Finally found a Cramps album. So, Shanna, she said Phyllis remembered us.
She did, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's right. The second time she actually called us over. She's like, "Hey guys, come here." It was, I think, something like that.
That's awesome. Talk about leaving an impression. What is the first movie you guys saw in theaters? Asks Alexis. Brandon, for you, was Freddy's Dead.
First horror movie was probably Freddy's Dead because that was 91. So was Child's Play 3. It was one of those two. My first movie in theaters, I don't know what that was. It might have been Ninja Turtles. I did see that in theaters when I was 3. That could have been the first. I don't know. But first horror was either Freddy's Dead or Child's Play.
Dude, I want to say one of my first ones was like Land Before Time or Homeward Bound or something. I just remember being really little and seeing one of those. It was mid-90s. I remember something like that.
Damn, I wish I had seen Homeward Bound in theaters. That would have been awesome.
I can tell you some in particularly really cool times. By the way, we have 119 people in here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. If you don't mind dropping a like for Brandon, I'd appreciate that.
For me.
I can tell you a couple theater experiences that were really cool. Pre-Katrina, when I lived in New Orleans, and it's one word, people, New Orleans. Godzilla 98 came out. Now, my uncle is a diehard Godzilla fan. He had VHS tapes. He taped off the TV every time AMC would play any of the Toho, Heisei or Showa era films. He loved all of them. He'd seen all of them. Loved them. When Godzilla 98 came out, he was furious. That's not my Godzilla, kind of thing. Well, Brandon, I'm sure you're at least a mild Godzilla fan, right?
Very mild, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But as you know, Toho likes to 1-2 punch anytime America tries to make a Godzilla film. So Toho decided after Godzilla 98 that they were going to come back and show them how to really make a Godzilla film. That was Godzilla 2000. Now, this movie was not playing in every theater, but there was a theater in the near the French Quarter in New Orleans my uncle found out about, and he took me and my brother to go see it. And it was a really cool theater. It was a small theater, probably sat about 30 to 40 people. It was a small, intimate kind of theater, but it was a really nice theater that had like lounge chairs and stuff. This was 2000 too, 99, 2000. And I remember it was awesome because I never, this was a new thing to me, like getting food in a movie theater. I'm not talking popcorn and snow caps like I used to get when I was a kid. I got like a chicken finger basket. I got a big old thing of Diet Pepsi, and I Godzilla 2000 kicked my ass. That was a great is a great Godzilla film. If anybody remembers Godzilla 2000, just a remarkable Godzilla film. It's one of my favorites. So that's an experience that I remember that was incredible for sure. And then I remember after Katrina, one of the first movies I saw in theaters was at the mall theater in what do I want to say the town, because I just don't want people to know where I live in case there's any psychopaths watching this. But Peter Jackson's King Kong. I remember crying the day before because like my whole life was gone, right? I lost everything. We were up where we're living now. Didn't think I was going to end up staying here. Just kind of worked out that way. And my grandma took me and my brother to the theater, and we saw Peter Jackson's King Kong. And I remember just being so grateful sitting down at theater because I said, okay, for whatever time this is, I can escape reality. And that was a great movie. I love Peter Jackson's. I mean, are you a fan of Peter Jackson's King Kong?
It's okay. I've seen it way too many times, so it kind of drags for me.
Hell of a journey getting there, though.
Yeah, I like everything up until the point where they go back to the city.
Yeah, you feel it kind of falls off a little bit there. It's
sort
not
of
exciting.
Sort of.
It's
not bad. I don't hate it. I haven't seen the newest one, so I can't really compare it.
Skull Island?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, but
it's basically the beginning of the first movie. It's very truncated and squeezed together. It's probably your Godzilla film. Quite frankly, I love Kong Skull Island. I dare say it's probably the best of the new Godzilla films.
Really?
If I'm being honest, Sam Jackson's in it. Great classic lines from him in there. My boy, John Goodman is in Kong Skull Island. So what's not to love there?
Right.
But I think Peter Jackson King Kong is a great film. Not to be experienced once in a while. It's a big movie. Gorgeous 4K. I think if you got the 4K and just kind of sat down one day and just sunk into it, I think you'd be like, oh, I think it's a great film. I think it's one of the better Peter Jackson movies, quite frankly. Not that he has anything really bad besides maybe that first movie he did. What was it called? It's fucking terrible. It's terrible.
Alien movies.
I get why people like it. Bad taste.
Bad taste. Yeah.
Bad taste is fucking trash. Like I kind of like it, but it's like, come on, man. Like Dead Alive is leaps and bounds better than Bad Taste. Granted, if Bad Taste somehow got a 4K, even though it was shot on an Atari, I'd still get it. You know what I mean?
That poster art's fantastic, though, in that movie. You got to admit. Yeah, exactly. It's a badass poster.
Oh man. Alexis likes Homeward Bound. How many soundtracks do you... Oh, we got people talking to each other in the chat. Let's see. Oh, Akeem says Friday the 13th Part 5 was my first theater experience. Now,
Nice.
Brandon, put yourself in Akeem's shoes, or somebody around that time shoes. Would you have been able to forgive it not being Jason? Let's say you were a fan, like kind of like really, really take it back for a second. You see these 4 movies, you fall in love with these films. The 5th one comes around, you thought it was over. It's not over. You enjoy the film, but you find out at the end it's not Jason. Are you able to forgive and let live, or are you pissed off?
I would be on board instantly. You know why? Because back then it's the 5th movie in the franchise, but it's really Jason was only in part 2, 3, 4. By the time part 4 happened, we accepted the fact that he was dead and gone. Oh yeah, that's a true story, by the way. So technically my daughter met Lurch in a weird way.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, yeah, this is at the same convention. We think Jason is dead, right? We accept it. This is before Jason Lives and the resurrection of Jason, Zombie Jason era, all that stuff. So I wouldn't have a problem with it not being Jason. If anything, it would make more sense to me when it's revealed that it is a copycat versus, oh, it's Jason again. Because we saw him die in 4. So I wouldn't really have a problem with it. That fucking iguana design was retarded, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Here's the thing, Brandon. You ready for this? Toho approved it.
Yeah.
I think it was calculated.
Yeah, it's sabotage.
I think it was sabotage.
Yeah.
My first theater experience was Spider-Man 2. I cried, and then The Grudge a few months later. I bet you cried even more after that. Spider-Man 2, great film. I'm not into those movies, Brandon, but I grew when the first Spider-Man came out in 2002. It changed my world. I mean, I saw that movie like 4 times in the theaters. I remember, Brandon, it was so popular that a few months after the movie came out, they brought it. There was a campaign to bring Spider-Man back to theaters again, and we went and saw it again. I loved that first movie. Little did I know that that was the birth of my love for Sam Raimi. Like, little did I know that that was it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird, especially now going back and watching the first 2 Raimi Spider-Man films, because they're so Sam Raimi. You don't really notice it at the time.
Right. Speaking of great soundtracks, Godzilla 98 soundtrack is better than the movie. I'm sure it is. If you can recall whatever songs were from it, I don't remember. 98 was a good year, though. Maybe there's a little collective soul in there. I don't know.
Had that damn Puff Daddy
let's see what
song that was like the what was it? It was the
oh, let's look it up. I'm gonna look
the
it up.
Led Zeppelin Puff Daddy.
Oh, the
yeah.
Godzilla 98 soundtrack. Was that Brandon? Did you just go,
I don't know who that was. That must have been somebody else.
Heroes by the Wallflowers, Deeper Underground, Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai, God.
A320 by the Foo Fighters. Brandon, can I just confess to something? Not a Foo Fighters fan, never been a Foo Fighters fan. Don't know what the appeal is. I think they sound like dad rock, which I like dad rock, but that's not my kind. Like Boston, Asia, that's my kind of dad rock. But like, I don't get the Foo Fighters. My band loves the Foo Fighters. Never been a big fan. They're just not my thing. There are certain songs that I think are good songs, like Times Like These, I think is a good song. Not a big fan of Monkey Wrench. Just sounds like Nirvana light to me, to be honest with you. Musicianship out the ass. I'm a big Pat Smear fan, the guitar player, who also joined Nirvana in their last year. But I can't get into them. I'm just not into the Foo Fighters.
Same. Yeah, not a huge fan. They've always just sort of been there, but I've never liked their music, especially. Matter of fact, these days, if I hear a Foo Fighters song come on, I actively try to change it. Same with Green Day. Same with Green Day and Blink-182. I can't stand those fucking bands either. For being honest, a couple of good hits I like, but I'm just not. I'm yeah.
Fair enough, man. I got weird taste in music, man. Like I'm just old school. You know, that's just how I am. That's how I've always been. And oh, we got a super chat. Big K, movies and games, but does Michael Myers like grapeseed oil popcorn?
He do.
Let's give him, Brandon. Should we give him the big one again?
Oh yeah, play it.
We have to find that guy and get him on the stream. Whoever that cook guy is, we got to track him down. Now, he's probably dead. Here's what I'm wondering. I think Shanna's more of a dog person. She had a couple of wiener dogs up until a couple of years ago.
What happened? She got rid of them? Oh, that's sad.
They turned into this, so.
Dude, we've got
that was just handed to me, so. Yeah.
Show him the dog!
This is the dog. This is the dog. Yeah, I got a stuffed cat in the other room. No, like you. It was a real cat.
Shanna, get the cat.
Get the cat. I could never do.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That thing's alive, dude!
I know, it looks so real. So, you want to hear something crazy? Listen to this.
Oh god! He's made of wood!
Oh man.
Oh my god! Dude, that's crazy.
So good.
Thank you, Big K's movie. And then we got $2 super chat from our good friend Creasefold. Brandon, let's give him one we haven't given him yet. Let's give him this is a good one.
It's top 10 slashers. Okay.
Top 10 slash.
I think number 10 is going to be Valentine.
Valentine at number 10? Valentine at number 10. Explain yourself. You know how many great slasher films there are, and you just put Valentine in your top 10.
Valentine is a fantastic slasher.
Tell me about it.
I just noticed for the first time that when he says when I say Valentine's a fantastic slasher, the screen goes red. I've never noticed that before.
Well, that's Demon Brandon activating.
Exactly. Perfect.
Creech Fold, how are you doing, man? Thank you for the $2 super chat. Evening, bro dudes. How are you, dude? Good to see you tonight.
Excellent.
Brandon, I was looking through the chat as we were talking. There are a lot of people that aren't into the Foo Fighters. Crap ass reality says more like the Pooh Fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
Everlong is a god tier song, though. I mean, I will never deny a song that resonates with people. I'm not that jaded where I'm just like, oh, it's not a good song. Clearly, if millions of people like it, it's a good song. It's just one of those things, sometimes it's like you can't connect the dots with certain bands and songs, and Foo Fighters, I've never been that guy with them. I just when it comes to 90s, which really I don't even know if you could call Foo Fighters a 90s band because they've continuously put out records. But when it comes to bands during that era, if I was going to make a playlist, I don't think I would even have Foo Fighters in there. Not that they don't deserve it, just my taste.
Yeah.
Just my taste, it's just one of those things, man. Boston is so talented. I love Boston, Dave. And I agree, Bog Zombie. I love Pat Smear. I like the human being, too. Great guy. Big fan of Pat Smear. Rat and Lover Boy. Now you're speaking my language, Mark. Big Rat fan. Love Lover Boy, too. Rock Music Forever says, my friend's dog died recently and he got her cremated. Well, Brandon, was that a tough decision to cremate to stuff the cat as opposed to cremate? Did you ever have the idea to, what spawned the idea to stuff and keep the cat?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think, and it's going to sound kind of lame, I think I made a joke about it and everybody was like, you're not going to do that. And I was like, yes, I will. And then I did.
Do you recall if it was cheaper than cremation?
I never thought about having him cremated, but Shanna got her dog cremated recently, the dog in the box, and I think his was only a few $100. So cremation definitely is cheaper, but obviously the cheapest is just to wrap him in a blanket and bury him. That's the cheapest way. But because in retrospect, it's cool to have Jacko the cat stuffed, but it's very weird at the same time because it doesn't really look like him, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So.
Crap ass reality says, Christian, do you dig 45 Grave? I do. I'm really bad about remembering their songs, crap ass, but sorry, I'm trying not to say this without laughing. I did 3 crap asses. Now I'm breaking. Crap ass. I listened to a record of theirs from 84-ish, and I listened to a live record on Spotify from 89, and they're both really good. In terms of names of songs, it's hard for me to remember because I usually do them while I'm at work or if I'm running, and I just let it play. But I do like 45 Grave. I have a buddy, crap ass, that saw them in Jersey back in the day, and he tells me it was an hell of an experience. So yeah. Anyway. He said, sorry. No, dude, it's funny. I'll never forget your name, crap ass reality. Like when you make a name like that, I can't forget it. Nobody talks about Everclear anymore. One of my favorite 90s bands till this day. Brandon, thoughts on Everclear?
I can get behind Everclear. I like it. There's a lot of songs by that band that I like. One of my favorites.
Are they the ones that say, come my lady, come my lady? Or is that a
No, that's Crazy Bullshit Town. That's what that is.
Okay.
Everclear did the song Local God. They did this song where they did the Boys Are Back in Town remake song of Detroit Rock City. They did that song where they're like, swim out past the breaker, watch the world die.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize them if you heard them. They have a lot of hits. They have a lot of hits. Oh, they did that song on the Scream 2 soundtrack. What the fuck is it called? It's a really kick-ass song. It's the song that plays after Buffy the Vampire Slayer gets thrown from the balcony and Ghostface wipes his knife and that song starts playing. Never said I was innocent. That song is by Everclear.
Brandon?
It's a great song.
Dude,
yeah.
I think you actually just glitched out instead of me for a second.
Really?
What were you saying about the
oh shit.
Game 2 soundtrack?
Where was I at?
You were about to say the name of the song that that band
Oh, I'm not sure if I don't know the name of the song, but it's the Scream 2 soundtrack when Buffy the Vampire Slayer gets thrown from the balcony. When Ghostface wipes his knife, and it's like never said I was innocent, something. Anyways, Everclear has a lot of good stuff.
I'm looking for him, dude. You know what this makes me think of? Let's talk about. Okay, she said it. Alexa said sure everything. Brandon said. You know who I like? Good old fashioned Sugar Ray. I don't know if you're a Sugar Ray fan.
Sugar Ray had some good stuff.
And when you go,
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
Well, I know.
They had some good stuff. As long as you're not seeing him like visually,
Mark McGrath.
you can just enjoy it. But otherwise, you're just laughing at it.
All the things that I used to say, all the ones that got in the way, all the favorite TV shows. I love that song.
It's so funny to me that he's in the office for that episode.
I know, right?
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, he's the one. In case anybody's not sure, that Mark McGrath is in the episode of the America's acapella guy, right? He's the one that's like,
Yeah,
that's him.
yeah.
And doesn't Andy say something like, "What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. That's my guy right there." Like,
Right.
and
You made a connection with him. He knows who you are.
Yeah, dude. It's funny because like the story. Just in case anybody doesn't know the thing about Sugar Ray, that's cool, and a lot of people call them sellouts for this. They were a hard rock band. If you listen to their first record, it's hard rock. The last song on the CD was I Just Wanna Fly, and it was just done as a joke. Well, guess what? The radio station said, "This is awesome. Let's play the shit out of this."
It was a good fucking song.
And so Sugar Ray, the band, were like, "We've got to pivot." And then when they came out with the next record, they had another big hit on there. They did another song like that. But my favorite song is When It's Over, That's the Time I Fall in Love Again. I love that song, Brandon. Like you cannot listen to that song and be depressed. It cures depression.
Yeah.
It cures it. So hell yeah, man. I'm a big Sugar Ray fan. Mean Machine, dude. I love Mean Machine. Don't you dare mess with my Mean Machine. It's raw and slick and olive green.
Mm-hmm.
I love Road Rash 64, Justin. It's one of my favorite games. Me and Sydney play that sometimes. But Brandon, we're having a good time talking about music. What do you have coming up? Well, not that we're ending just yet, but what have you watched lately? Have you watched anything good lately? You've just been busy.
Like I said, I watched Blair Witch 2016. I was pleasantly surprised with that. I just watched the series finale of Barry last night.
What the hell is that?
You haven't seen Barry?
No.
I binged the whole show across a 2-week period. So that's
Where'd
sort
you
of what I've
watch
been
that?
doing. It's on HBO Max. It's an HBO show. It's called Barry. It's with the guy from
I thought it was just Barry now. I thought it was just Max now.
It is called, it's just called Max now. There's a whole new app and it's really confusing. I keep opening HBO Max and having to open Max instead. But just had its series finale last night, 4 seasons over, and I'm not disappointed, but I'm just like, it's one of those weird endings. I'm not going to spoil anything.
Don't worry,
But,
He ain't gonna do that.
yeah,
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, it's a good show, but now that I've seen how it ends, I don't need to watch the show ever again. Sort of like that show Ozark. I love the show. Now that I know how it ends, I have no desire to watch it again. So yeah, I still need to keep watching Yellowstone. I need to dive back into that show. And I still have a collection of like 100 Blu-rays up there I haven't watched yet that I need to watch. So
yeah, I hear you.
there's
I tried to watch Yellowstone. My mother-in-law loves it. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not into that kind of culture, that country ranch thing. And I can't care about it. I like Costner. I always have, but
I tell you what, man, the first season is a drag. It's a slog. But if you can get through it and part of season 2, it really does pick up. That's where I really kind of...
I feel like every good show, that's what somebody says.
Yes, it is. I swear.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, with this show especially, though. Like, I didn't fall in love with it until halfway through season 2. And then I'm like, all right, this is good.
But that's the thing, man. Like, why can't I just skip season 1?
You could. I mean, you could just like read a Wikipedia article and jump right into season 2.
Yeah, I bet I could. Nuclear says Ozark was fantastic. I think anything Justin Bateman does is fantastic, including Teen Wolf
Teen
2.
Wolf 2 is Teen Wolf 2.
Do you love me? Do you love me?
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Steve Martin. I don't know what it is, but there's a very Steve Martin quality to that guy, Jason Bateman.
Yeah. I mean, I consider that a big compliment for him, man. Oh, I was talking to Alexis about this movie the other day. She loved it, by the way. I knew she would. I think it's one of the best movies of the 80s, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a one-word movie. It stars Steve Martin. Are you ready for this? Parenthood.
Oh, Parenthood's fantastic. They shot that an hour from my house. They shot that in Orlando.
You're kidding me.
No, Parenthood's great.
What is your favorite part of Parenthood? Because go ahead.
Dude.
I'm really bad about asking a question and following up. Go ahead.
My favorite part is definitely the party where Steve Martin's dressed up as Cowboy Dan. And they do that slow tilt up and you see his fucking face. Dude, that shit's hilarious. Like, I realize the movie's not a forward comedy. Like, there's a lot of drama and stuff, and Keanu Reeves kicks fucking ass in it. But
there's all kinds of stuff going on in Parenthood, man.
It's great. What's so weird to me too is that the little kid is Joaquin Phoenix. That's so crazy to me. That's him. Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. There's his face right there. Look at that shit. I'm Cowboy Dan. Or Cowboy Gil, right? Cowboy Gil.
Dude, there's like, you just fall in love with Steve. He wants to do the best for his kids, man. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the best he can. And, what really gets me about this movie is Rick Moranis's character.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do you think a person like that doesn't realize how overbearing they're being with their significant other and child?
I think they don't realize it at all. And I think it seems so cartoony, but after his wife, leaves him temporarily and takes his kid and stuff, that total switch up he has, I think is realistic because that makes him snap out of it and realize he's being a dickhead.
Right.
So I think it does play out pretty realistically. I think it's over the top, but it's also weird to me. I always forget this. Like, every time I rewatch that movie, I always forget how much of a hard dickhead Rick Moranis plays in that movie at first. Like, it's so out of character for his it's persona.
Like, think about this. In the same year, Brandon, he played this guy, and then he also, in the same year, he also said, do you want to play Scrabble or Super Mario Brothers?
Right.
Ghostbusters too.
Exactly.
We got a super chat real quick. Great movie, guys. Parenthood, I think, is top 10 80s movies of all time.
Absolutely.
I love it. Big Case Movies and Games. The guy who wrote Teen Wolf 2 also wrote Commando. That's awesome.
Really? I didn't know that.
Anyway, let's hit him with let's give him a quick one.
With all these nicknames, everyone that I accumulate like 3 pounds of fat. Make it with just the kernels, add your salt in there if it's... Listen to me. The next time you have to theater, buy a box of milk duds or sneak them in, and go to the hot butter and drizzle it all into the box of milk duds. It is the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
It's fucking fantastic. quick one my ass. Hey, speaking of those, I have to ask you something. It's fucking hilarious. When you did the Uncle Bill interview, I watched that and I noticed that one of the clips played at the end. I was like, I wonder if he meant to leave that in there or not, because it goes straight from one of my clips to his face. It was pretty hysterical.
Whatever I did on that show, I did it on the fly.
Okay.
I know
that was pretty funny.
I love that Joaquin named his son River. Yeah, because River Phoenix, the one that died in the 90s, was that Joaquin's brother, cousin, like
older brother? Yeah,
older brother.
Yeah,
River was the original River was a hell of an actor, man. That kid.
Yeah.
Steve Martin is one of my cinema heroes. I have almost all his movies. Steve Martin is a god. I mean, The Jerk is probably one of the funniest comedies. It's weird, Brandon, because I feel like The Jerk is as funny as like a Caddyshack from around that time, but it doesn't have the broad appeal in terms of marketing like Caddyshack does. I think it's because of the themes of it with the golf and everything, but like the scene in The Jerk where the guy is trying to gun him down and he's hitting the oil cans around him. And Steve's like, "This guy must hate these cans, man." Just
Do you know what Steve Martin's worst movie is? His worst, and there's a lot of bad ones that he did too. Like he did a lot of good ones, but there's a lot of bad stuff. The worst. Do you know what? It starts with an M. I'm not going to say it a lot unless you know what it is.
I want to say there was one movie I didn't think that was very good. Maybe I'm not. This isn't right at all. But it was like The Man with Two Brains or something, or the man.
That's pretty bad. I enjoy that movie though, but I think his worst.
You know what I'm talking about though.
Oh yeah, Man with Two Brains. He did Roxanne too, right? That wasn't a really good movie.
What was that movie he did? Like he had a love interest. It was like 87 or so. Anyway, go
Roxanne,
ahead.
Right? Oh,
Okay,
I think
it was.
Mixed Nuts is the worst Steve Martin film.
I
ever
haven't
made.
seen that.
It is garbage.
I have to see it now.
It's trash. It's fucking trash.
Yes, Keanu Reeves was in Parenthood. Keanu was great in Parenthood.
Oh yeah.
Did Brandon go to Spooky Empire recently?
We did not. We did not end up going. The weekend kind of just got away from us, but we're gonna go to the one in October, and I was gonna enter one of my films in its film contest, but I just realized that we're gonna be on vacation the date that's happening in October, so I'm not going to that either. So it won't probably be till spring next year that we go again. But what can you do? What can you do?
Damn it, Brandon. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the best.
I'd have to agree.
In terms of Steve Martin?
Oh shit, that's right. That's more of a John Candy choice.
Hey, be honest. As you've gotten older, do you agree that it's more you can relate more to Steve Martin in that film?
In Planes and Trains?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Because I have buddies like John Candy's character in that movie. Like right now.
That's out of you.
Yeah, like I love him to death, but I would kill them on a road trip like that. You know what I mean? Like I would murder somebody. So I can totally relate to Steve Martin in that movie.
Have you seen Night Shift with Henry Winkler and it's Henry Winkler. It's one of the most underrated comedies of all time. You got to see it.
Probably
Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton. It might have been Michael's first movie. It's 82. Fucking hysterical.
I've probably seen it. It sounds sort of familiar.
So Henry Winkler he works in a morgue at the hospital, and he's doing the night shift there, and he gets a new helper, and it's Michael Keaton. And Michael decides to start renting out the hearse at night to drive hookers around town. And then Henry eventually decides like he was going to manage all these hookers because the pimps were like beating their ass and stuff. It's hysterical. It is hysterical. It's one of my favorites. Shelley was everything, Dave. Steve Martin and Chevy Chase are the best. Nightmare Films, $2 super chat. Best horror films from the 60s. Nightmare Films, I can tell you one of my favorites is Dracula, Prince of Darkness. That might have been 1960 exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. 1966. That's my favorite Hammer film, by the way. For a lot of people, Christopher Lee is Dracula. You know, he played the character so many times.
Yeah. I guess there's not a lot of stuff from the 60s I'm really a fan of. I'm looking at the list right now.
I can tell you
not a lot.
I can tell you what I'm not a fan of at all, Brandon. Rosemary's Baby.
I'm not a huge fan of that either. I'm not a huge fan. Like I see them on the list. I'm like, that's a good contender, but I mean, Psycho's on. It was in the 60s. I always forget about that.
Night of Living Dead, Brandon.
Night of Living Dead was. When did
68.
What decade did God damn it, not the House of Wax. God damn it. The Legend of Hill House come out. Hell House. 1973. Okay, that doesn't count. 73. Damn, I thought that was earlier. I don't know. I guess it would be Night of the Living Dead. I'm not even a huge fan of that film, but I guess it would be that one.
Mark Williams says Carnival of Souls. This is Alice Cooper's favorite horror movie, by the way.
Yep, like 62. I don't remember a thing about that movie, but I know I've seen it.
Dave says Psycho. Any Police Academy fans in the house?
There's 5 of those movies, right? Police Academy.
Dude, they're
Or is
all
there more?
fucking. They're all fucking money. I think there's 6 of them. The
Wow.
police academies are all money. Everyone is 2 thumbs up to me. Lugosi is the best Dracula, says Jesse James. Rock Music says Peeping Tom. House on Haunted Hill was 58, Brandon.
Yeah, 58. And Legend of Hell House was 73.
Black Sunday. Mario Bava. That's a great pick. I forgot about Mario. Anyway. Damn. Somebody there's some people that'll go through my Instagram and they'll just like every story I have and my phone just goes bzz, 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 bzz. There are at least 7 Police Academy movies.
Holy crap.
Marco says Rosemary's Baby is great. Come on, it's an early influencer for lots of later horrors. I would never deny its influence for sure. It's just I don't know. I don't connect with a lot of Polanski stuff, Marco. Like one of my favorites though is The Pianist. I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies from the 2000s. That movie's incredible. But I'm not a big fan of a lot of his like The Sentinel. I've watched that a couple times. Like I'm not really I don't jive with them that much. I don't know if they're just a little too slow for me or if I just don't connect like the way I don't connect with like Session 9, which is a movie I still want to connect with. Like I hate that I'm not part of the group, right? I love it when there's a movie that gets a big fan base and I can watch it and be like, oh, I get it. But damn it. I don't know. Maybe as I get older, Marco, I might get into those old movies more. But I will say like The Pianist is one of my favorites. That movie is incredible. Incredible film. Bro, I hope Vegas Vacation gets a 4K release. Now, Brandon, you have to be a big Vegas Vacation fan.
I love that movie, yeah. I recently watched it like a month or 2 ago.
For beautiful, for spacious.
Yeah, dude, I want some of that blue chicken. I really do. That blue Jello looking chicken and
the buffet.
Yes, it looks so good.
Speaking of buffet, let's just give it to him.
Have you tried the lasagna? That's my favorite. Did you catch the game last night? Is it still hot out there? Do you like hot fudge sundaes? All right.
All right.
Nick Papagiorgio from Yuma.
Dude, we got to find that buffet guy. I got to track him down.
Well, dude, the fact that you go, we gotta get that guy on the stream, man. He's probably dead.
Yeah, he's totally dead. But I got to find out who the fuck that guy is. Like, I have to know.
Give it to me, Brandon. Give me that. All right.
So if I can find that guy, we'll put him on the stream, right? Like, that's a deal.
Oh, you're interviewing him solo.
Dude, I'm going to track him down. It's going to be the best thing ever. I'm going to eat the whole time. It's going to be fan-fucking-tastic.
Are you not going to answer any of his questions, too?
I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to, like, have him on. It's going to be good. I'll have guest people come on and ask questions for me. I'll just stare awkwardly and eat shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Anyway, let's see where we're at. You should ask him all the questions he asked that guy.
Should.
Hey man, I want to say it's great to have you here. Oh man, no problem. Let's pretend his name is let's pretend his name is Michael. And you're like,
he looks
hey,
like a Michael.
Let's say, Michael, I'm really glad to have you here, man. You know, you've gone viral on Instagram and TikTok and everything. And, you know, my first question is, you know, did you catch the game last night? And And if he's like, if he answers, then you follow up, dude. You go right into it. What was one of the other ones he said? Do you like hot fudge sundaes? And then he's, oh shit. Oh man, I swear to God. Anyway, favorite 80s horror film. Brandon, besides Jason Lives, I mean, where do you go to?
Besides Jason Lives?
I think you're a big fan of The Blob.
I'm a decent fan of The Blob. It's a good fucking movie.
I'm a decent fan.
If it's not, are we talking more of comfort films or just 80s films in general?
Yeah, because I mean, I think Alexis asked that earlier. We never did give more. I mean, what's another comfort film for you from the 80s?
Comfort film from the 80s.
Dude, Texas Chainsaw 2 is one for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And as stressful as it is, obviously Return of the Living Dead 1, as stressful as that fucking movie is, that's a comfort food movie. So is Day of the Dead 1985. As freaky as that movie is, it's a comfort movie. Horror movie people have like a weird idea of what comfort is, I guess, because there's a lot of shit that people would just be like, what the hell is this that we find comforting in the weirdest way? Yeah, Fight the Good Fight. The final chapter is totally a comfort food movie too. Absolutely. So is Part 8 to me. Also.
What's up, Tales from the Shelf? Hey, Dirty, don't you love Shock 'em Dead?
Oh yeah, Shock 'em Dead is good, but that's 90s. 90s. Shock 'em Dead kicks fucking ass though. Shock 'em Dead needs a Vinegar Syndrome release. I don't care how bad the quality is. It needs a proper release.
Quentin says parents are stupid 100% of the time, especially when they try to ruin everything for everybody.
Yep, they ruined Ninja Turtles. They ruined Barney. They ruined all kinds of shit.
I'm trying to, Brandon, what's a comfort movie for me from the 80s is, believe it or not, it is
Halloween 4.
No,
Ghoulies.
No, not Ghoulies. Oh, I just saw it. I'm forgetting the movie. Oh, Prince of Darkness. It's
Oh, nice.
movie for me. Brandon, how do you pronounce this? Like, I say it two ways. Sometimes I'll say Jason Takes Manhattan. And other times I'll say Jason Takes Manhattan. How do you say
I always
it?
say Manhattan.
You
like
go
quickly.
Min,
Yeah.
M-I-N.
Manhattan, yeah.
What's the correct way to say it?
I think Manhattan's proper. Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Sort of slang. It sounds like a Muppet Show or something. Manhattan. Manhattan.
How does the guy say it? He goes, Friday the 13th, part 8, Jason takes Min. I think he says Min.
He
Jason takes Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Where else could Jason have taken if he didn't go to Manhattan? Like, what would have sounded good in the title? Like,
Newark.
Jason takes Newark, New
It
Jersey.
would have been closer. I mean, fuck.
Jason takes Cedar Rapids. Friday the 13th, part 8. Jason takes Salt Lake City.
Oh, God.
Jason takes Seattle.
Oh,
Jason
God.
takes-
Yeah. Dude, I
Jason
want to see that. I want to see Seattle. Yeah. Save us from, Take Seattle. Do it.
Jason takes Fort Worth. Cecil Horn says, hey, Brandon, are you going to have some milk duds and butter?
No, I got to watch my heart. I gotta play it. I gotta play it good for a while, man. I gotta take it easy. My art is killing me.
Film Positive says all the Friday the 13th movies are comfort food. I think Jason Goes Straight to Hell is an extremely good comfort film.
It's a pretty good comfort film. So is Jason X. Jason X is a comfort movie for sure.
I agree. The Secret.
I guess he's right, man. I guess he's right. Every single one is sort of a comfort movie.
It kind of is, right?
Yeah, every single one.
The Secret of My Success is my comfort movie. I love Michael J. Fox. Great movie. Joaquin. Great soundtrack too.
If we were talking about the 90s as far as comfort films go, I have 4 instantly, and they're not necessarily horror. Wayne's World 1 and 2 and Addams Family 1 and 2 are absolutely comfort films.
Here's the thing, Brandon. I don't agree that Addams Family Values is better than Addams Family.
I don't think it's better either. I like the first one better still, but I think it's equally good, if not at least right up there.
Dude, people love Family Values, though.
I think it's because it's closer to the show. That weird, like, kind of manic comedy, slapstick stuff. I think it's closer to the show. But I prefer the first movie. The first movie is such a juggernaut of a masterpiece. It's so good.
I love Christopher. What's his name?
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh yeah, you're never gonna beat that cast. I don't care how many iterations you have. You're just never gonna beat that. Raul Julia was the perfect Gomez.
So good.
Perfect.
Is Brandon gonna say Sleepaway Camp is better than the first 4 Friday the 13th films?
Not first 4, first 3.
Damn. Killer Clowns, Brandon, is that a good comfort movie?
Not a comfort movie, no. It's a good movie, but I always found it a bit of a slog to get through at the same time. I know I'm on an island by myself when I say that, but this cannot be real. I'm going to investigate this right now. That's not a real thing.
While you look that up, Random Brown Dude says last non-horror movie y'all have seen. The last non-horror movie. I can tell you mine, Brandon. I watched
Holy shit.
It's him?
I think it's him.
All right.
Dude, it's totally him. He's got a ziplining video.
Do you like zip lines?
Dude, my mind is fucking blown right now. I'm going to subscribe to this guy's channel right now. The best part of eating corn on the cob is when like shit sprays out of it and you hit somebody in the eye with the water. Okay. I'm going to investigate that channel further, but that's the best thing ever.
We'll get the interview.
He's alive. He's alive. We could book that guy right now.
Everybody reach out to the carving guy. All right. Jason takes Golden Corral.
Dude, yes.
Harry and the Hendersons, says Bobby.
Yeah. I could see that.
Secret Admirer from 1985 is awesome. 90s ticks for sure for a comfort movie.
I don't think I've ever seen Ticks.
Deathgasm is fantastic. Love that movie.
Lost Boys is definitely comfort. Yeah, Film Positive says Back to the Future trilogy, absolutely comfort food. Absolutely comfort food. Yes, Detroit Rock City, absolutely comfort food.
No, Brent, we talked about Back to the Future 3. I think people are coming around. I think Back to the Future 3 is the ultimate comfort Back to the Future film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing to me that the movie, I don't think it underperformed in its day, did it? But it didn't meet people's expectations, if I remember correctly. Part 3 at the time.
No, absolutely not.
It's weird too, because I wonder what they were expecting. Like, what was the expectancy of the zeitgeist? Like, what were people expecting it to be?
I think even further in the future. I think part 2 is not as good as part 3 anymore. I think time pulled an Uno reverse card on everything.
Yeah. Part 2 is good, but it really does feel like the middle. It really just feels like a middle chapter. It doesn't feel like a epic in and of itself to me.
Yeah. Creepshow 1 is comfort for me.
I could see that. Part 2 is comfort for me.
My comfort film is I Spit on Your Grave and Last Out.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. No.
Child's Play trilogy.
Yeah. I could see that for sure.
Not horror, but the Stoned Age. 94 is the go-to for me. Never gets old to me. I need to see that movie Bog Zombie because I'm a diehard Blue Oyster Cult fan, and apparently their music is all throughout that movie. So I don't know why I haven't seen it. Rock of Ages. Rock of Ages. Tom Cruise was in that. He did a great job. My comfort film is Hate Crime 2012. Brandon, I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's fucked.
I have not, no.
Dude, Killer Pizza just hit it with the perfect answer. 1990 Night of Living Dead. Literally, dude,
Yeah.
Look at this.
Better than the original.
In terms of comfort, I agree. I mean, my Night of Living Dead 1990 poster is right there. Masterpiece. Nice. I fucking love Night of Living Dead 90. This has been a hell of a show. We're knocking on an hour 30. I want to say to all 127 people, please, just really quick, drop a like. That way I don't have to bug you guys later because I'm going to message every one of y'all later if you don't do it. Brandon, this was a great show, man. Just a chill. We didn't even talk about horror movies that much anymore. You notice this show has really just become hanging out.
Right, exactly.
Which is perfect, you know. I love it.
Yeah, it's a decompression show.
It is. It is. So, Brandon, what do you have coming up with Tabata Vision? What do you have coming up with Tabata Vision TV? What do you have coming up with Tabata Vision 2?
To be honest, I have a whole lot of nothing next week. I have a very, very busy filming schedule at work all week. So I'll sort of be in and out. I'm planning for Shanna's birthday, planning for Isabel's birthday soon thereafter. So
oh, wow.
I don't have a whole lot of stuff on the books right now, but I'm getting some stuff out. I just don't know when or where specifically, but I'll get back to it. I always do.
There you go.
My spurts. So it's not good. It's really gross. Exactly. I'm going to make that again and send it to you as a gift.
Please do, dude.
In the mail.
That's my brother in the chat, Trey. When you going to come smoke cigarettes and record music? Dude, let's do it. We got to do another cover. People enjoy the Misfits cover me and Trey did. We got to do something else. Might do some Fastway or something. Got to figure it out. Thank you, Alexi. She says, I love my time on Planet Dirty. We're glad you do. We love that you're on Planet Dirty. Cool friends without baggage. Brandon, you don't have any baggage.
I got a lot of baggage.
Brandon, let me just say this really quick. The Goonies is a fantastic slasher.
The Goonies.
Thank you, CR. Misfits cover was incredible. I appreciate that. I take it your brother loves the band Throwdown. Yeah, Justin, around our high school days, we listened to Vendetta, that record, probably top to bottom once every 3 to 4 days. Love Throwdown. And then the one after that was really good. Venom and Tears, is that the name of it? Great music. Loved hanging out with everyone tonight. Nightmare Films, peace. Yeah, everybody, listen, you guys were great tonight. Thank you for making Planet Dirty the must-see show on YouTube. We're gonna try to book our boy. That's Brandon's Part 4 mask. Brandon is the real Michael Myers. That is Brandon above me in the thumbnail. That is in fact Brandon.
It is.
Bog Zombie says, Christian, do you have a band camp or plan to start one? Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, and type in CHH. That's where all my music's under. All of my music is under there. Thank you, Dave. He says, I never miss a live stream. We appreciate you, Dave. Dave's awesome. Dave made me, I got right here in the corner, Dave made me my awesome CHH Lives tombstone.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah. Put that right there. So yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. We love you. Let's send you guys off right one more time.
We have to find that guy and get him on the stream. Whoever that cook guy is, we got to track him down.
Now,
He's probably dead.
here's what I'm wondering.
I think Shanna's more of a dog person. She had a
Get a
couple
dog?
of wiener dogs up until a couple of years ago.
What happened? She got rid of them? Oh, that's sad.
They turned into this, so
Dude, we've got
that was just handed to me. So
Show him the dog!
this is the dog. This is the dog. Yeah, I got a stuffed cat in the other room. No, like I do. It was a real cat.
Shanna, get the cat.
I should get the cat. I could never do. Run me.
Oh my god! That thing's alive, dude.
I know, it looks so real. So, you want to hear something crazy? Listen to this.
Oh god! He's made of wood.
Oh man.
Oh my god!